What's going on, football fans? Welcome back to Finn's First Network. Today we're going to be talking about things that we can do as the Miami Dolphins to ensure that we get better line play out of the trenches because our run game was not as good as it could have been and our run defense was atrocious. Anyway, so there was a report that came out earlier, a couple days ago, I believe it was, might have been yesterday, that Corey Linsley and the Green Bay Packers might be parting ways. If that is the case, I would suggest that Chris Greer and Stephen Ross get on the phone and do the best they can at acquiring Corey Linsley. He's going to cost roughly uh, nine million, maybe. I would say pay the guy $10 million if that's what it takes to get him here. He is a big center and he does well in the run game and he can pass block as well. Should be able to sign him to a 3, maybe a 4-year deal, costing us about $30 or $40 million for a contract. But they can always front load that, pay him a chunk of it in signing bonuses and whatnot. Also, in the draft, it's coming up in a month. Our number 3 pick, I think we all know that we need to just go ahead and draft Penei Sewell at 3. I don't see any other options at this point. Taking a receiver at 3 is entirely, it shouldn't happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen. And I think that's just too high of a price to pay for a wide receiver. None of the wide receivers in the draft this year are going to be going at 3. I think quarterbacks are going to be taken probably 4 of them are going to go in the top 10. I don't know. We'll see. But do not take a wide receiver at 3. Penei Sewell is the only choice. And if he's not there, we're going to have to trade back. Right? So we need to get on the phone. Since free agency is in like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, need to get on the phone, call Corey Linsley, get him over to Miami. And another thing we should probably do is we need to move Robert Hunt to right guard after we draft Penei Sewell. Anyway, also I think we should probably restructure Raekwon Davis's contract to where extend it out a little bit so we're not paying him so much every year. That way when he sits the bench, the Dolphins won't feel so bad paying him, $4 million a year to sit the bench rather than paying him $10 million a year to sit the bench because that guy was not good this year. Anyway, so with that being said, that'll leave Austin Jackson at left tackle. Solomon Kinley will be the left guard. Our newly acquired monster Corey Linsley is center. Robert Hunt will be the right guard, and when we draft Penei Sewell, he can be the right tackle. Now that'll leave Michael Dieter and Jesse Davis to play a rotational role where they can just rotate in and out when those guys start to get tired or scheme-wise or whatever that it is that we're doing. So that is the offensive side, right? So you got, again, Austin Jackson, Solomon Kinley, Corey Linsley, Robert Hunt, and Penei Sewell with Michael Dieter and Jesse Davis rotating through. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, it's going to be a little bit trickier because we need to find a nose tackle, right? Well, I don't really want to pay a nose tackle $10 million a year, and that's pretty much, from what I've seen, that's pretty much what the going rate is for a good nose tackle. I really don't want to pay that much money for one especially when there's draft pieces that we can get in, I don't know, late third, fourth round, maybe even fifth round if they slide a little bit. I would rather draft a guy there, can save a lot of money, get him on a team friendly contract, and not have to pay so much. That would be a better thing to do, in my opinion. Anyway, so you got Shaq Lawson and Christian Wilkins are the, or not Christian Wilkins, Emmanuel Ogba are our defensive ends. We got fairly good play out of those guys this year, so I think we need to probably keep those guys around. Maybe draft another defensive end in like the third round. I believe we have one pick in the third round. But and then Christian Wilkins will be our starting defensive tackle, obviously, and then our draft of a nose tackle would definitely sure up the line to get a better run stop, being able to better stop the run, and with pressure from the middle through the nose tackle, if we get one of the guys that I'm about to talk to you about, they can both play the nose tackle position really well. They both require a double team, or if they don't get double teamed, they're going to be in the quarterback's lap after he snaps the ball, which is what we need. We need to be able to stop the run. We need to be able to apply pressure through the front four, and without having to scheme a blitz with the linebackers and corner blitzes and stuff, safety blitzes, stuff like that. If we can just get constant pressure through the front four, imagine what that's going to do with Xavier Howard and Byron Jones back there, blanketing receivers for 2 seconds, and then quarterback's going to be like, I don't have anywhere to throw the ball. Where am I going to throw the ball? And then next thing you know is you got Christian Wilkins or Shaq Lawson or Andrew Van Ginkel or somebody sitting in his lap kicking him in the throat. So anyway, draft prospects for a nose tackle. Teddarell Slayton out of Florida. Guy is 6'5", 340 pounds. Okay? He is a monster of a man-child. Okay? Requires double teams. If you don't double team him, he's going to be in the quarterback's lap. He's 6'5", so he's got a huge reach. Okay? And he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the middle of that line. Also, the other prospect I was thinking would be Tyler Shelvin. Tyler Shelvin. My apologies. He's from LSU. He is 6'3", 345 pounds. Again, monster of a man-child. Dude also requires double teams. If you haven't looked at footage on these guys, I suggest you go look at some of the film that they put on. And I'll tell you what, these guys are huge and they are very disruptive. But those are my top two picks. I didn't want to go too far into it because you start rambling off 8 or 9 people and it's just going to be ridiculous. In my opinion, those are the top 2 nose tackles in the draft, and I believe that we should be able to acquire one of those guys late in the third round or possibly in the fourth round. Might get lucky, maybe one of them will slide. I don't know. But anyway, so the defensive side of the ball would be Shaq Lawson and Emmanuel Ogba as our defensive ends. Christian Wilkins as our defensive tackle, and then whichever one of those guys that we can draft, either Teddarell Slayton or Tyler Shelvin. Draft one of those 2 guys, and then that'll leave Zach Sealer and Raekwon Davis to be able to rotate around when guys get tired, or schematically if they fit better in there, whatever the case may be. But hopefully Zach Sealer will be playing in front of Raekwon Davis because he was just garbo this year. Anyway, so that's the video, guys. If you haven't already done so, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. I would definitely appreciate it. Thanks for watching to the end. And as always, I'll see you next time. And fins up.